Hello everyone. Welcome back to Fluent English. We're so happy you're here with us today. If you're learning English and want to sound more natural when you speak, you're in exactly the right place.
Hey everyone, it's great to have you with us. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you're listening from. I'm excited about today's lesson because we're talking about a word that native speakers use all the time.
That's right. And honestly, this is one of those words that seems simple at first. You learn it early in your English journey, and you think, okay, I know this word. But then you hear native speakers using it in all kinds of situations.
Exactly, today's topic is the verb make. Most learners know that make can mean create or produce something, but native speakers use make in many different ways every single day.
By the end of this episode, you'll understand 12 essential uses of make. You'll learn how to use it naturally in conversations, understand it when native speakers use it, and avoid some very common mistakes.
And here's a question for all of you listening. How often do you use the word make when you speak English? Do you use it every day? Or do you sometimes avoid it because you're not sure if it's correct? Let us know in the comments.
We'd love to hear from you. And before we begin, don't forget to like this episode, subscribe to Fluent English, and share it with a friend who's learning English too. Your support helps us create more lessons just like this one.
All right, let's jump right in and start exploring how native speakers really use the word make.
Let's start with the most basic idea. The core meaning of make is to create, produce, or cause something to happen.
A simple structure is subject plus make plus object.
For example, I make dinner every evening. In this sentence, dinner is the thing being created.
Here are a few more examples. She makes beautiful cakes. They make furniture. We make videos for YouTube. My brother makes coffee every morning. The company makes smartphones.
Notice how common this pattern is. We use it constantly in daily life. I make breakfast. You make plans. We make decisions. Native speakers say these things every day.
That's an important point. We don't always use make for physical objects. Sometimes we use it for actions or results.
Exactly. For example, make a decision. You're not creating a physical object, but you're producing a result.
Let's look at some of our first essential examples. Number 1, make food. I'm making lunch right now.
Number 2, make coffee. Can you make some coffee?
Number 3, make a decision. We need to make a decision today.
Number 4, make a plan. Let's make a plan for the weekend.
Number 5, make a list. I made a shopping list before going to the store.
Have you noticed something? Many nouns naturally go together with make. We call these collocations.
That's right, native speakers don't usually say do a decision. They say make a decision.
And they don't usually say do a plan. They say make a plan.
Here's a quick question for you. Can you think of one thing you made today? Maybe you made breakfast, made a phone call, or made a schedule.
That's a great exercise. Pause for a moment and think about your answer. Then write it in the comments. We'd love to read your examples.
Let's make it more personal. What did you make today?
Well, I made a cup of tea this morning. Then I made a to-do list for the day.
Nice, I made breakfast and later made plans to meet some friends this weekend.
See how naturally make appears in everyday conversation. Native speakers use it without even thinking.
Now let's talk about another very common use. We often use make when something causes a result.
For example, you make me happy.
Or that movie made me laugh.
Here's the structure. Subject plus make plus person plus adjective or verb.
The good news made her excited.
The joke made us laugh.
The rain made the roads slippery.
This use is extremely common because we're always talking about causes and effects.
And here's a question for our listeners. What makes you happy? Music, friends, good food? Write your answer in the comments.
Let's also look at negative forms. You can say, the movie didn't make me laugh.
Or that food doesn't make me feel good.
Notice that after doesn't, we use the base form make.
That's a very common grammar pattern in English.
Another variation is using made for the past tense. The surprise made me smile.
Or the traffic made us late.
Can you create a sentence using made me? For example, my friend's message made me happy.
Try saying one out loud right now. Speaking out loud is one of the fastest ways to build confidence.
And don't worry about being perfect. Focus on communicating your idea.
Let's quickly review this section. We learned that make can mean create something like food or a plan. We also learned that make can mean cause something to happen, like making someone happy or making someone laugh. Those two meanings alone cover a huge amount of everyday English, and we're just getting started.
Welcome back. So far we've talked about using make to create something and to cause something to happen. Now let's build on that and look at another group of uses that native speakers rely on every day.
This is where things get really interesting. Many common expressions use make, even though you're not creating a physical object at all.
Exactly. Think about expressions like make money, make friends, make progress, and make time. These are all incredibly common.
Let's start with make money. Native speakers say this all the time.
For example, she makes a lot of money as a designer.
Or I'm trying to make some extra money this month.
Notice that we don't usually say earn money in casual conversation as often as make money. Both are correct, but make money sounds very natural.
Another important expression is make friends.
When I moved to a new city, I was nervous about making friends.
That's a perfect example. You can also say it's easy to make friends when you join a club.
Let's add another one, make progress.
Your English is making great progress.
Actually, native speakers more commonly say, you're making great progress.
Good correction, that's exactly how real conversations work.
Here's another useful expression, make time.
Native speakers often say, I need to make time for exercise.
Or, let's make time to practice English every day.
This doesn't mean creating extra hours in the day. It means choosing to use your time for something important.
Let's do a quick dialogue example.
Sure.
Have you been studying English lately?
Yes, I've been making time for practice every evening.
That's great. Are you making progress?
I think so. I'm also making new friends online who speak English.
Notice how natural those expressions sound together.
Now let's talk about formal and informal usage.
In casual conversation, you'll hear things like, I'm trying to make more money.
In a more formal business setting, someone might say, our company aims to increase revenue.
Both communicate a similar idea, but make money is much more common in everyday speech.
Here's a quick practice activity for listeners.
I'll give you a situation. You choose the expression.
You start exercising every morning and your health improves.
The answer is, I'm making progress.
You meet new people after joining a sports club.
I'm making friends.
You decide to study English every evening despite a busy schedule.
I'm making time for English.
Great job if you got those right.
Here are 3 helpful tips. First, learn make expressions as complete phrases, not as separate words. Second, listen for these expressions in movies, podcasts, and conversations. Third, use them in your own sentences immediately.
That's excellent advice because active use helps you remember vocabulary much faster.
Before we move on, write one sentence using make money, make friends, make progress, or make time in the comments. We'd love to see your examples.
Let's review this section. We learned that native speakers often use make in common expressions like make money, make friends, make progress, and make time. These phrases appear constantly in everyday English.
Now let's move to another important group of uses. This section focuses on communication, effort, and everyday actions.
Some of these expressions may surprise you because learners often don't realize how common they are.
One of the most useful examples is make sure.
Oh, absolutely. Native speakers say make sure all the time.
For example, make sure you lock the door.
Or please make sure your phone is charged.
This means to check or confirm that something is correct.
Another common expression is make a mistake.
Every learner hears this one eventually.
Don't worry if you make mistakes.
Notice that we say make a mistake, not do a mistake.
That's one of the most common learner errors.
Let's continue with make an effort.
For example, she's making an effort to improve her pronunciation.
Or, I appreciate that you're making an effort to learn English.
Here's another useful one, make a phone call.
I need to make a phone call before dinner.
Native speakers use that phrase every day.
Let's create a real-life situation.
Sounds good.
Imagine you're preparing for an important job interview.
First, make sure you know information about the company.
Second, make an effort to practice your answers.
Third, don't worry if you make a small mistake.
That's a perfect example of how these expressions work together.
Let's talk about sounding polite and natural.
Good idea.
Instead of saying, check your email, you can politely say, please make sure you've checked your email.
It sounds softer and friendlier.
Tone matters a lot in English.
Here's a mini practice activity.
I'll say a situation.
And I'll respond naturally.
Your friend is nervous about speaking English.
Don't worry, everyone makes mistakes.
Someone wants to improve quickly.
Make an effort to practice every day.
Someone is preparing for a trip.
Make sure you pack everything you need.
Excellent, those are exactly the kinds of expressions native speakers use naturally.
Listeners, try repeating those sentences out loud. Hearing yourself use them is a great way to build confidence.
And don't be shy, the more you speak, the more natural these expressions will become.
Before we finish this section, leave a comment with one sentence using make sure or make an effort. We'd love to read it.
Let's review. In this section we covered make sure, make a mistake, make an effort, and make a phone call. These expressions help you sound much more natural because they're part of everyday native speaker English. The key pattern is simple. Learn the complete phrase, practice it often, and use it in real conversations whenever possible.
Welcome to our common mistakes section. And honestly, this is one of my favorite parts because mistakes are where so much learning happens.
I agree, every English learner makes mistakes, and even native speakers make language mistakes sometimes.
Absolutely. When I was learning another language, I made mistakes every single day.
The important thing is learning from them and continuing to practice.
Let's start with mistake number 1, using do instead of make.
This is probably the most common error learners make.
Here is the incorrect version. I did a mistake.
And here's the correct version. I made a mistake.
Why is the first one wrong? Because English uses specific collocations. Certain words naturally go together.
We say make a mistake, make a decision, and make a plan.
We don't usually say do a mistake or do a decision.
Here's a practice prompt. Complete this sentence. Yesterday I had a decision.
The answer is made.
Mistake number 2, forgetting the object.
For example, some learners say, I made yesterday.
Native speakers will probably feel confused because made usually needs an object or result.
A better sentence would be, I made dinner yesterday.
Or I made plans yesterday.
The listener can immediately understand what was created or caused.
Mistake number 3, using the wrong verb form after make.
This often happens with structures like, make someone do something.
Incorrect, the teacher made us to study.
Correct, the teacher made us study.
After make someone, we use the base form of the verb.
Here are a few examples.
The movie made me cry.
My parents made me clean my room.
The joke made everyone laugh.
Notice there's no to before the second verb.
Mistake number 4, translating directly from your native language.
This happens a lot because many languages use different verbs for these ideas.
For example, some learners say, I created a phone call.
That's understandable, but native speakers say, I made a phone call.
Another example is I created friends.
That sounds funny because it makes it seem like you invented people.
The natural phrase is I made friends.
That's why learning complete expressions is so powerful.
Let's have a little fun with some humorous examples.
Sure.
Imagine someone says, I created breakfast, created friends, and created a mistake.
Technically, people might understand, but it sounds like a science fiction movie.
Exactly, native speakers would naturally say, I made breakfast, made friends, and made a mistake.
If you've ever made mistakes like these, don't worry.
Every learner has.
In fact, mistakes often mean you're actively using English, and that's a good thing.
Here's one more practice challenge.
Which is correct, make progress or do progress?
The answer is make progress.
How about make an effort or do an effort?
Make an effort.
Great job if you answered correctly.
Remember, mistakes are normal. The goal isn't perfection, the goal is communication and improvement. Keep practicing these collocations and they'll start to feel natural over time.
Now it's time for an interactive practice activity. This is your chance to test what you've learned.
Try to answer before we explain the correct choice.
Situation number 1. You're talking about your future. Option A, I'm going to make a plan. Option B, I'm going to do a plan.
The correct answer is option A. Native speakers say make a plan.
Situation number 2. You accidentally choose the wrong answer on a test. Option A, I did a mistake. Option B, I made a mistake.
Option B is correct. Make a mistake is the natural expression.
Situation number 3. Your English is improving after months of study. Option A, I'm making progress. Option B, I'm doing progress.
Option A is correct. We say make progress.
Situation number 4. You want to tell someone to confirm something. Option A, make sure you bring your passport. Option B, do sure you bring your passport.
Definitely option A, make sure, is a very common phrase.
Situation number 5. You met great people at a language exchange event. Option A, I made friends. Option B, I did friends.
Option A wins again.
Nice work if you got most of those correct.
Let's add a few variations.
In casual conversation, you might say, I made some new friends.
In a more formal situation, you could say, I developed new professional relationships.
Both are correct, but they fit different situations.
That's an important lesson. Native speakers choose language based on context.
Here's your challenge. Create your own sentence using one of today's expressions.
You could use make a decision, make progress, make time, or make sure.
Say your sentence out loud first.
Then write it in the comments so you can practice both speaking and writing.
Remember, speaking out loud is one of the best habits you can develop.
Real conversations matter much more than perfect grammar in every single sentence. Focus on communicating clearly, confidently, and naturally.
We've reached the end of today's lesson, and what a great lesson it's been.
We covered a lot of useful English today.
Let's quickly review. We learned that make can mean create something, like making breakfast or making a list.
We also learned that make can mean cause something to happen, like making someone laugh or making someone happy.
And we explored many common expressions including make money, make friends, make progress, make time, make sure, make an effort, make a phone call, make a decision, make a plan, and make a mistake.
Those are some of the most useful and most frequently used make expressions in everyday English.
If you can use these naturally, your English will immediately sound more fluent and more native-like.
Remember the 3 big ideas from today's lesson. First, learn complete phrases instead of isolated words. Second, listen for these expressions in real conversations. Third, use them yourself as often as possible.
And don't forget to be patient with yourself. Language learning is a journey, and every conversation helps you improve.
Here's a question before we go. Which make expression do you think you'll use most often this week?
Tell us in the comments. We love reading your answers and seeing your progress.
And if you found today's lesson helpful, please share it with a friend who's learning English.
Don't forget to like this episode, subscribe to Fluent English, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new lesson.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep believing in your progress.
See you next time.